All right, everybody, welcome back to Binary Adventure, covering Address Sanitizer here. So, and general C in Linux debugging. So, in this video, we basically have the same program as we did in the last videos, but this time I changed one thing. Actually, there's a couple of issues here. But let's go ahead and see what we can catch. So I ran the program here, and the program looks fine again, right? This is a sentence, is the resulting string. We actually have a couple issues here. We have the same bug that we had last time, but instead of being on the stack, I allocated the memory using malloc. And bonus points, you can spot the last issue that should be down here. I didn't free my memory either. So, but the program looks fine, right? Looks and operates fine. We could keep coding. We probably would never even know that this is a problem, right? Until someone down the line figures out a way to exploit it or whatever. So let me go ahead and turn Address Sanitizer back on. Let me go ahead and reload my changes, run the program. Let's see. Process finished, exit code 1. Well, that is interesting. It's interesting to me that it didn't catch that. Let me do this. Let me actually try to extend this. And see if it catches it now. It actually looks like my editor. That's funny. Okay, so the whole time I was filming the video before, it was actually just displaying it here. But now that I have a heap buffer overflow, CLion is putting the sanitizer output in its own tab. So anyway, so we are getting the sanitizer output like we should. So let's see if we can see what's going on here. So it says heap buffer overflow on address 603.0000023, blah, blah, blah. Just like we saw in the last one. It says write of size 45. So my guess is going to be this is 45 that we created here. The mem copy is, or the stir copy is the write here. And let's see. It gives us. Oh wow! So this is actually pretty cool. So it's for some reason, and I'm not sure why this happened, but Address Sanitizer is having some sort of built-in functionality with my editor here. But I'm going to go ahead and run it outside of this so that you can see how it would usually look in the terminal. But just, I guess, note, I didn't even know that CLion did this, but it looks like CLion has picked up on it and made it its own tab here, and it's actually giving me some hints and stuff to show me what's going on, which is pretty cool. But I actually want to just look at the main output that I would usually see, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to quit out of here, and I'm going to go, and I'm just going to run it now. There we go. So this is what I was looking for. So we have a write of size 45 on thread T0, and this is going to be our backtrace for that. So the write, again, just like in the last video, it's not, the write isn't occurring here. This is part of Address Sanitizer libasan. Instead, it's probably occurring here. But, you know, who knows? Maybe it's occurring here. We don't know yet. So it says that 603.00023, which is the right address here, is located 0 bytes to the right of a 19-byte region. And it says 603.00010 to 23. And then it actually tells us where it was allocated and how it was allocated too. So essentially, Address Sanitizer stores and tracks when you allocate memory. So it stored and tracked our call to malloc, and it knows and it follows where that memory is used and so on. So it gives us a backtrace of that as well. So, we called malloc directly from main. Again, this is a small, simple program, so it's pretty easy to see. Maybe we'll do a more complex program in the future just to make it a little bit more realistic. But still, what this is basically showing us here is that we overflowed out of our allocated region of memory. And again, we can see here we have these two FAs. So it's drawing our attention to this line here. We have these two FAs, and then we have 0, 0, 0, 0, and then the 0, 3 again. So this means that we have 19 addressable bytes. Again, 0, 0 in this context, believe it or not, actually means 8 addressable bytes. So a 0, 0, or any byte here, any grouping of 2 digits is representing 8 application bytes in our program. And in the case of a 0, it means they're entirely addressable. So it's okay for us to, work with them, essentially. And then anytime you see like a 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, that means that there's only 3, 1, 2, or 3, and so on, addressable bytes in this block. So again, we have 8 plus 8 is 16, and then plus 3 is 19. So this represents the area of memory that we actually had allocated. And you could actually see that here. I'm going to go back to C-line real quick. So we allocated 19 bytes, right? So those are our 19 bytes. And essentially, we wrote 45. So we went out here somewhere. So, because, we're way past IT, right? And that's what's called the heap left red zone. So these red zones, it can be a little bit confusing to understand what these different red zones mean and stuff. But essentially, the moral of the story is that the red zones are areas where your program should not be writing to memory. They're out of bounds. That would that would be basically your overflow if you write into these red zones anywhere. And so and then they have different terms like heap left red zone, freed heap region. So basically, if you had freed memory and then you used it after you freed it or something like that, you would be writing into a freed heap region here. These are different areas of the stack. Stack after return, global red zone. So like if you write into, if you're writing global memory somewhere and you hit a red zone, so that's, but the moral of the story is we only allocated this area here and this is what we should be using, and we've written past that, and that's what it's trying to tell us. And sometimes this diagram can be helpful, sometimes it can be kind of confusing, but that's the general idea. So again, it says the 19-byte region, that's referring to here, and it gives us the specific addresses for it, which again, those addresses don't match this because these addresses don't correlate directly to the application. Instead, these addresses are the shadow byte addresses that are internal to AddressSanitizer. So now we've shown how a heap buffer overflow is displayed using AddressSanitizer and how to read it. And I think I'll end the video here, and we'll probably look at something more in depth, maybe a little bit more complicated, where we're looking at a larger program with more function calls, or either I'll find a program online, or I'll just write a program that has basically a bigger backtrace, so we could go through some of that stuff. But it's pretty cool that C-line actually gave us this little readout here, although I think I prefer actually looking at the terminal version instead. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like these videos, and see you next time.